Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Thanksgiving episode. Well, not another Thanksgiving episode, but another episode
of Thanksgiving week.
of Thanksgiving
I was
week.
gonna say hola, but he might think it's on the wrong show. So late night hype, the boisterous, Deuce here, Varian White.
Welcome. Thank y'all to the crew. We got both the Willies and the Williams in the building. Thank y'all for checking in.
Really?
1804 show. Make sure y'all check that out. We had them on as guests earlier in the last month, so you can check out the archive. Speaking of archives and latest shows, the show before this one, we had an amazing guest, Naledi Sesame, who is a very successful.
You said it right.
Yeah, a very successful entrepreneur and fitness coach. She was also a Chicago Bulls cheerleader.
A lovable
Bulls. So thank you, Naledi, for gracing us with your presence last week. And we definitely enjoyed that. So if you guys haven't seen that show, make sure you go to any one of our 10 outlets that we're on. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Just check out the Late Night Hype Show. You can Google me or type it in, or Deuce Latrice Media. We're also streaming there too. So again, make sure you check that out. Our show is growing, right?
Exponentially.
Yes. So we are looking for advertisers, and we do have room for sponsors. You can go to our Deuce Latrice Media site, or you can email us for sponsorship inquiries. Again, we are growing exponentially, and of course, it cross brands with our radio station, and that is After Dark. We stream on 9 radio stations, going to be 10 in just a little bit, probably 12 more than likely by 2024. So we have millions of listeners worldwide. So we would love to get your product and or service pushed out into the atmosphere. Of course, the holidays are coming. We have like 3 more shows before Christmas. 4 more shows before Christmas.
Like, as a matter of fact, you could have hit us up last week, dropped the commercial this week. We've been on radio come Sunday for Black Friday.
Yeah.
We've been on like in 24. Come on, it would be multiple mass streams. But the radio also streams into the podcast, but the podcast also streams into the book.
Yes. And that is the Tipping Point podcast. And so, of course, make sure y'all check out. We'll give you a video to give some more insight on these a little bit later on in the show. And yes, but tonight's guest is a special guest in a special way.
Right. So I'm not gonna let her do all the talking. So, like you said, we work a lot. We multiple days of the week, we in and out. But one man that I know that works harder than me, not even gonna do that. Like, needs no introduction. I'm going to introduce my man's. He gave us the bio setting of his link, but I've known this man for almost over 30 years. Over 30 years, not almost. Go ahead, show the baby pictures. We got baby pictures and everything. Like I said, this is my brother. Brother in life, brother in Christ, brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we grew up together. His testimony is my testimony. His story is my story. You know what I mean? We literally, every detrimental moment in my life, he's been there. Like I said, some of the most dramatic moments with family passing, classmates all throughout elementary school, middle school, high school. And then, we parted ways going to college. So, like I said, it's been almost 20 years of, catching up that we got to do. So if we got an album, my boy time, we're going to go ahead and do it tonight. He's going to tell us more about his business ventures that he has going on. He also has books. He also has conferences. He also has schools that he's the founder of. So he's going to give you a little bit of a bio himself. That's the baby pictures. I just had to add that in, not to be embarrassing. That's my boy. Like I said, it's Pee Wee Little League. This how far down they go. I'm not going to sound country. I'm trying to be as professional as possible. But that's how long we've been down, man. We got baby pictures. A lot of people can't say that. 30 years in the game, you can't say that. We're getting old. We got gray hairs to show for it. You know what I mean? But anyway, not to drag it out. This is my brother, Pastor, Reverend, Dr. Varian Devon Harris.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Wow. Can y'all hear me?
Oh yeah, can you
Yes.
hear us? You can't hear us?
Can
Can
you
y'all hear
hear us?
me? Can y'all hear
Can
me?
you hear us?
Okay, I can't hear y'all.
What? You got a microphone hooked up?
If you got a microphone hooked up, you have to unhook the microphone. Text them and let them know.
Uh,
So for the while we're troubleshooting, guys,
shoot, run the video.
for those of you who are checking in, let us know where you're checking in from, city and state. We got music heads in the building. Thank you for checking in. Oh my goodness. All right.
Let me see. We're gonna do some tech for it.
What video you want me to run?
The one I put.
Okay.
Upload.
Just 1 second, everybody. We are troubleshooting. It's live show, so you know
It's
that's
gonna
how
be some
things go.
tweaks and leaks. We gotta figure it out. It's all good.
Are we still troubleshooting?
Yes.
Can you hear us now? Oh, you talking? Okay, I get it.
Can you hear us?
Yep, testing 1, 2. Can you hear me?
It ain't gonna not damn one. All right, so you heard the intro, right? You heard the spectacular bio I gave. You didn't hear none of that.
I hear none of that.
But
I
you
hear
saw
none
the
of
big
that.
pictures.
Yeah, I saw the football baby picture you put up there for me.
Yes, sir. I had to get it pulling on that. Yes, sir. All right, but
Man,
like I was saying, we've been friends for over 30 years. Brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? I was telling the people that basically your testimony is my testimony, your story is my story. We lived and grew up together. We spent the night over each other's house, ate at each other's tables. When things were going on in life where you didn't want to be at home, you was at my house. When I didn't want to be at my house, I was at your house. When we didn't have no ride, we walked. When we needed a ride, we called your dad and called my auntie. When I lost my auntie and lost my grandma, he was there. When we graduated from middle school, elementary school, high school, he was there. I was in the band, he was in the band. If I was in the chorus, he was in the chorus. If I played football, yeah, we did everything together.
That's awesome.
This is 30 years of friendship. But like I said, we went on in life and ventured off and got the hell out of Griffin and grew up and became men and we got a story to tell, like a testimony, a whole backstory. We got time we have to catch up on, you know what I mean? And like I said, with the next hour or so, it's more so about you instead of about us. I had to go and let them know the deep rooted kindred brethren that we have together. So, like I said, once again, coming to you live, Dr. Reverend, like Martin Luther King, Pastor, Varian, Devon Harris. You know what I'm saying? Whatever title you want, author, you know what I'm saying? Philanthropist, you know what I'm saying? All right, my bad, man. I talk,
No,
I
you
get
good. You good, man. Man. Like I
we
said,
go
man,
ahead.
it's an awesome time to be here, man. I mean, it's been a long time, but man, I'm just
Well,
glad. Can you hear me?
we made it. We
Right, we
made
made
it.
it. We made
We here.
it.
All right, go ahead, my bad.
Like we made it here. I mean, over 30 years of friendship, man. And nothing like brotherly love, man. No matter what we've been through, we always had each other back. No matter what, even the times we get in trouble with our kindreds, kinfolks, we were right there for each other. We had each other back. We lied for each other. We cover each other back, no matter what. We protected each other no matter what. Whoever came against us, we protected each other. That's what friendship was all about. Brothers all about. Even though I got brothers and sisters, but I would say Deuce was a brother to me no matter what throughout everything. It was a 15-year gap between me and my older brothers.
Older brothers like JC and them and Misha and them, those were my big brothers and little sisters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they see me as the same. But when I was reading like the bio, it was certain parts that stood out to me. The part, even with the books and just the fear, because I'm sure you're gonna speak on that, but we weren't always accepted. We were always shunned. We was always picked on for being big. We was picked on for being smart. We was picked on for dressing up. Me and Vaughn was in the programs and stuff where even through our middle school where we had to dress up and wear suits every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Since middle school, since 1998, they've been calling him Pastor Boy. Inevitably, right?
No matter how much I try to run from it, they call me pastor or bishop somewhere or another.
So we were like distinguished young gentlemen. That was the group that was for. But imagine us fighting, like people would jump us and fight us. We never lost, but we had to fight. I'm talking about we walk home together. We live a block away from each other. But it was just like in life. It was hurdles and leaps and bounds that we had to cross just to get home to safety. And then when we got safety, we didn't feel safe in our own home sometimes. Nobody touched them like that. But imagine growing up, trying to do the best you can, but your folks telling you, I still cuss. You ain't gonna be shit. You ain't about shit. You lazy. You ain't doing shit. And trying to instill that in us, and instead of having the positive
reinforcement
and love, we got tough love.
Tough love.
And you know what I'm saying? It affected my relationships and growing and friends and business partnerships that I had because I talked tough, but that's all I knew growing up. You know what I mean? And like I said, my story is his story. So tell us about the book, man. Tell us how you came across what guided you to put these words on paper.
I mean, honestly, I like how the book got started. Just start overcoming the 5 A's of fear. I realized in my lifetime, fear held me back on every single thing. It was fear that kept me out. Majority of most of the things I really wanted to do in life. I mean, people knew that I was called to be a pastor, bishop, whatever you want to call it. People knew it wasn't that I didn't want to accept it. It's just the fact that I felt like for me, right? I feel like that was not my cup of tea. If it put it in words, I would say throughout lifetime. I mean, let's go back. So in sixth grade, we all had an opportunity to. I don't know if most schools do this or not, but in sixth grade,
it's small and kind of thing when we go to Washington D.C.
Go to Washington D.C. And so I wanted to go, and I did everything I could just to go prepare for the trip. I got in trouble from a substitute teacher that lied on me, that said that I was the one that throw paper, throw water on them, and everything. And I could not make it to that particular trip because of the lie that was told. And when they found out that it was not me, I missed the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. in this sixth grade year. Now let's take this step forward. Because of that particular trauma that fed into everything else. So when I got into high school, joined the Boogers on fraternity, which is a high school fraternity we were part of. Even though I still been in part of different events, the fear was I would never be accepted amongst my peers. And so that fear kind of crept in because of I didn't get a chance to do a lot of things that a lot of people did. I didn't get a chance to have sex or do a lot of stuff other people were doing because I was different. And it's not that I didn't want to do it, I wanted to. It just never happened for me. That door never opened up. And so that always crept in. It always stayed there. So after I graduate, let's take this step back. Now mind you, we all had to take a test in order to graduate and go to college. It was the high school graduation test, which was 4 parts.
We had guinea
pigs. And so I passed every single.
In 2004, and for inevitably they end up stop doing it. That's
exactly. So it was 5 tests you had to take. One was the writing, math, science, English, and social.
No, it's not SAT. We had cat test. It was the GRST test. If you can graduate high school, I mean, you can have all your credits in high school, but if you don't pass this test, you don't walk the stage. You got like what was it, Bond?
A certificate of attendance. And
so therefore, if you don't have your diploma, you can't go to college.
Right, can't go to college.
I don't know too many white kids that didn't pass, but a lot of black kids didn't.
Yeah, there was a lot of us.
About it.
And I was affected by that because I missed that. I felt the science portion by 1 point.
Oh, wow.
And I took that test, 5 times? And still missed it by 1 point. Now, I had a 3.4 GPA.
Man, not that true. We probably would have ended up going to college together. But it hindered him.
Yep.
And many other students, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
yep.
not to indulge in that, but some of those people just decide to go to technical school, get a degree, become HVAC or plumbers, and start making money. But we took the long route. Keep going.
Yeah, and so I missed about one point. Took the test like 4 or 5 times, failed it, and that hindered me. So I lost my scholarships. FAMU, Alabama State, Fort Valley. I had a 4-ride scholarship to Fort Valley. I had a 4-ride scholarship to Alabama State University for band, music, and academics. And also I had a football scholarship too, but I quit my 12th grade year to do band. So
one of our other best friends, one of our other brothers, I forgot how much money or how many scholarships he had. He broke a record.
Yeah, he had 15 scholarships. He had 15 scholarships. The top Ivy League school. When I say he was a genius, he was a genius. He had a 4.2 GP average, and he had 15 scholarships out of the top Ivy League schools. So he went on and ventured out, did great things. And so even though that was a part of my fear story. So I wound up not going to college, not right then and there, joining into the ministry. I got hooked up with, Deuce's cousins. So keep going. Keep going. So that was an experience there. That was definitely an experience, which also
we can talk about that part because we talk about it all the time. The way that mega churches are ran today. This was the highlight or the peak, not the peak. This was the beginning of what we know as it is today. Not saying it put a sour taste in my mouth as how far as businesses ran in the church these days, but like I said, it was the beginning.
Yeah.
We both were singers, but I was also a musician. So I know for a fact, I don't care who preaching. I still got to get paid at the end of service. But we can talk about that later. Keep going.
Yeah. So going through that experience, that was a built-in fear, because in that time when I did not go to college, I was already feeling less confident about myself, because I felt like a failure. I felt like I was not going to achieve anything. I felt like things were just going to be continuing being hindered from me. I'm not going to be able to do anything. And mind you, I still had dreams, had vision, have goals, but I didn't have no ambition about starting anything.
So go back. You had to prove yourself at home. You had to prove yourself to your family. Your father was a preacher, so if you want to prove yourself in ministry, you got to prove yourself to all these elders, all these other preachers, all these preachers your age, and your daddy.
Yeah, my daddy.
Man, you had to prove yourself in football. You had to prove yourself to women. You had to prove yourself to men, amongst your peers.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And then not even with that, as soon as I went to the church. As soon as I got the call into ministry and accepting the call, I went back to my dad and said, "Hey, Dad, I feel, God called me to preach." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I said, "Yes, he did. He called me, and I feel called, feel anxious. This is what the Lord told me to do." And my dad rejected me. He rejected me from being called into a pastor. And the reason why is because he didn't want me to go through the experiences what he went through. So what he knew was to put out rejection towards me. Mm-hmm. So that was embedded. So wound up going to college. I was doing seminars and webinars and hosting student-led conferences. So I've always been a leader. I've always been that full person that always doing something for the community, but I still always had to fight against my peers because of jealousy. And so
hold on before you right there at that moment, right? So like I said, when I went on and went to college, we had always had each other's back. not like Batman and Robin, but we did anything in school as far as leadership wise, singing wise. Like we always had each other. We went on in life and had to do it without each other for the first time.
Yeah. And during that time, I felt like I didn't have nobody that had my back.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first time ever in history I'm now in a place that I don't have backup. I now have to fight for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but this time I couldn't cuss like I used to. So, so people knew me back at home that I cuss you right out. That was,
So bad. You couldn't even
I
understand.
was, you couldn't understand nothing I said, but you just knew you got cussed out real good. But you didn't understand nothing I said, but it came out real good. And so now we just cuss you out in holy tongues. I just play. but but like during that time, you know, it was just so much fear built up in me. And then I got married. Oh, I tell you back. I left, went to college, undergrad here in Atlanta. Then I left here, moved from Georgia to Virginia. Now, when I moved to Virginia, I didn't have nothing in my pocket when I moved to Virginia. I had $20 in my pocket when I moved to Virginia. Um, I went on the Amtrak train station.
That's what's against moving to Virginia was against well wishes too, right? Your folks didn't want you to go to Virginia
Oh yeah,
either, right?
no,
Not
they didn't
going
want.
to a seminary school. That's not how what as we've known, because we got some dirt road backyard preachers where we from.
Mm-hmm,
Going to a professional seminary school and getting a degree in seminary. That wasn't the path that we've known.
mm-hmm.
So who directed you, who talked you into going all the way to Virginia instead of a school or seminary school in Atlanta?
It was
Just a
actually
school
my it was
or
actually my mentor. I was a librarian at Beale Heights University while I was like doing work study. And so it was Mr. Michael Johnson who actually encouraged me to go. He said, you need to leave Georgia. He said, if you do not leave, you're gonna be stuck here in Georgia, having the same mindset in competition and just doing what everybody else is doing. You would never be able to expound your reach or your territory or you understanding the world perspective if you constantly just stay right here in Georgia, just trying to compete with everybody
live
else here.
all your life.
Yeah. And
So
so,
time we left, we had to do something for school.
right. And so, and this was the first time I got a chance to leave Georgia, even though my family did not want me to leave because it was something unfamiliar. It was territory that they had not been to. Now, mind you, when I moved and left, went to Virginia, I didn't know I was going to Lynchburg, out of all places. I thought
Right.
I was just going to another city that more copacetic. I didn't think I'm going to a racist town called Lynchburg, and
Well,
thinking that I'm going. Uh,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So when I got there, like I said, I only had $20 in my pocket. I spent most of the $20 on the Amtrak train station just to get me something to eat, which left me with $8 in my pocket.
I ain't gonna be hungry.
I ain't
Keep
gonna be
going.
hungry. I'm gonna eat somehow. And so, got there, Virginia. Mind you, when I got to Virginia, I did not have a place to stay, but God made a way for me to find residency to live on campus while attending school, while attending college. When I tell you
Mhm.
everything was paid for, I wound up getting a full ride scholarship because I joined the gospel choir, what I do best. Joined the gospel choir to able to get my full ride scholarship while I was attending school. While I was there. Now I did not know anybody there in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I didn't have no money in my pocket. But throughout the whole time, God made a way for me to buy me a brand new car, find a place to stay outside of campus, where able to live, reside, and I got a chance to go to DC while I was in Virginia. And
Mhm.
so I was only 3 hours away from DC. I got a
Right.
chance to go tour. hmm
Mhm.
So I got a chance to go tour DC. Um, to everything about DC. I got a chance to go to Howard University to
Mhm.
sing in the divinity school. I sung at the chapel of divinity there, and I'm out doing a lot of politics stuff in Virginia because I was a part of the Democratic Party on campus, even though they kicked the Democratic Party off of campus because Liberty is a Republican school.
Them
Um,
solos is different in college than they did in high school. Then
right, they hit very different.
Come on now. I got so I ever told you this, so I got the most embarrassing. So I showed that I had to do a solo one. Which I got off album. It was so embarrassing.
Right. And so but it was a great experience. But then I met my significant other during that moment. Came back to Georgia, got married, and during that time, the book was released after my divorce. When I realized that I allowed fear to hinder everything about me to not start, because I will always start something, but because of my own perfectionism, I didn't see it through. And so that's why the book came out, of showing people that your 5 A's that hinder you from fear, the majority of the time, is our own individual perfectionism that don't allow us to go anywhere. So that's why that book came out, to show, to be a testimony.
It was either 10th grade or 12th grade, because like I say, it's pivotal moments in life. At one particular point, like I said, in 10th grade, I lost my grandmother. In 12th grade, I lost my aunt. And these were the women who raised me. Like, my parents were in my life, but they weren't active. So like I said, when I would vent or grieve or talk, I would talk to my brothers. So I remember one particular discussion, like the biggest fear that we had in life in high school. Now, this high school, us not paying no bills, had never really been out of Griffin, didn't know what the future held, that we did not know we could end up homeless. That was our biggest fear. Prior to that, my biggest fear was losing my grandma and my aunt. And then it happened because I didn't know what I was going to do. Years later, he ended up losing his grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So we grieved, we shared that, but our biggest fear was not knowing. Now, not saying to bring, like I said, to bring it back full circle, I wish I can go back. We about to be 40 years old. It's so many things that I would go back and change and wouldn't do. Like, not to put it like TMI, but like he didn't lose his virginity until he got married. He saw me lose my virginity. Like, he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have did half the stuff I would have did had I would have known what I know now. But patience and virtue versus I don't know, like, I'm not saying made mistakes in hindsight, right? Yeah. Exactly, hindsight 2020. But it was a point in my life where I was homeless. It was a point in my life where I did give up. It was a point in my life where I was depressed. It was a point in my life where I wanted to commit suicide. Like, I went through all those things because of the fear I instilled in myself as a child of not knowing. But you have to find the will and the way to bring yourself up out of it. Not saying like that, but hell, once I got me some money, I was fine. You know what I'm saying? Once I found love, I was okay. Once I got around my friends, I felt better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of the story. That's a part of the testimony. That's part of the journey that you go through in life. But they didn't teach us none of that. Like I said, all we had was tough love. And I can say wholeheartedly, like, our parents went to the same high school, grew up in the same neighborhoods. They grew up together. They were friends. My uncle and his dad played football together. Like, it was the same household, basically. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Keep going, Vaughn. My bad.
No, you good. You good. I mean, it like just looking back, like you're saying, like looking back over time, just to see how far you come. Like even where I'm at right now, I'm still yet growing. I'm still yet learning. There's still a lot of things that I still want to get done and get accomplished. And as a man, there's still a lot of things that I still do not know.
Right.
As a man, because I did not get all the things.
Got more questions now that we grown.
Like I would have expected to learn a lot of things before I got married.
Right. With yourself or just in general?
I'll say both, because there was a lot of things that I did not know. My mindset in marriage was still the same mindset I was in college. Living
I know for sure we didn't believe in divorce.
Didn't believe in divorce. Oh, no. At all. Didn't believe in divorce at all. And so, and then budgeting, finances wise, that is something that was not being taught at home.
Right.
So to now to learn it now and to see how my marriage ended because of finances.
You have to go through some things to want to budget, because not saying in my household, but particularly my mama today, my dad is, when they get some money, you got to spend it right then.
Yeah. And,
You know
and that
what
was
I'm saying?
and that was the mindset that was taught, because that's what we saw. We saw the behavior and the mannerism of our parents, because as soon as they got the money, it was gone like that because of bills, because of resources. They just didn't have anything extra. Now, I mean, yes, we had a roof over our head, but still at the same time, the lack of finance was never there.
You know, we was poor. We was poor back then.
We were poor. Yeah, we were poor. We were poor.
Because the way that our family provided, we didn't know.
I didn't realize I didn't realize that I was poor until I ain't gonna say poor. I'm gonna say I was in between blessings. Let's say that way.
Right
I was in
on.
between blessings. The reason I say that is because my parents never showed the lack until I left. So everything I wanted, I got it. They paid for my band practice. Because I paid tuba. I was tuba player. Tuba costs a lot. I couldn't take the tuba home, so I only could pay for the mouthpiece.
Right on.
So the mouthpiece alone was $200. Right, could not practice. The mouthpiece alone was $200 by the mouthpiece by itself. Football practice, football. So that I played football from little league all the way up until high school. So they had to pay for that. All the field trips that we went on, they paid for that.
Mr. Travis going to Disney World in the band. Every uniform, school pictures.
So they
and like I said, we done broke bread together since we were little. Meals are hard to come by now. We grown, but it was never a question to sit down at the table and feed this child. This ain't even my child. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. It wasn't no problem. Mine eat over here every day. You know what I'm saying? It didn't help or hurt nothing. That's my brother. It wasn't they didn't mind. But like growing up, ain't no way. I'm me as a man, not even making minimum wage. You want me to pay light bill, phone bill, cable bill, internet. And on top of that, you want me to pay life insurance, health insurance, dental insurance. And then we get married. You want me to be physically and financially responsible for a whole nother person. Ain't no way, America. You again setting us up to fail. How am I supposed to succeed? How am I supposed to maintain? How am I supposed to be successful in life as a man, as a married black, you know what I'm saying? So you head that way on marriage. Keep going. I cut you off.
And so so there's a lot of things that I had to learn. I'm still yet learning. And then also as a black man, we also had to realize that it was okay to be vulnerable. We didn't get that growing up. Because anytime I cried, I always got the slogan, "Nigga don't cry, sissies cry."
Come on, pop frog.
Yeah, pop frog. So and no cry here. Boys don't cry. Boys don't shed no tears. You're a sissy, you're a punk if you cry. So it was a lot of things that tore us down growing up, that I did not know how to matriculate or how to express myself in a marriage or any relationship at all. Because when your wife want to be vulnerable with you and be open with you, I smiled about every single thing, because that was my copanism. That was my way of doing things. So anytime she's crying, I'm like, that was it. I laugh with you. It was my goal to make you. Yeah, it was. Let me make you laugh, because I ain't got time for you crying, because there's no sense of you crying. Ain't no point of you crying. But at the same time, I had to learn how to let my feelings go throughout the whole process of that. So everything you see everything you read in that book, you're gonna see my journey, but also you're able to see your journey of what got you to the point of you realizing what fear and how did it get there, how did it start, and how you can overcome that very fear. Because at first you got to accept the fact that you were in fear. Number two, you got to acknowledge that you're in fear. Number three, you got to analyze where that fear come from. Number 4, you need to evaluate the fear. Number 5, see the fear as being something as an accomplishment, because some fears are there as more of a positivity to get you to the next step, because it's okay for you to do it in fear. I think that's a lot of time in business and entrepreneurship. They always tell us that, oh, ain't no fear there, ain't no fear there. Yes, it is. It is fear in entrepreneurship, but it's
And
okay for you
I'm
to.
just about to segue into that because you have had many. Just that was a personal life, but I done seen you with a bunch of jobs. Like you ain't scared to get no money. Making the money, keeping the money, spending the money, one thing, but you gonna get you a job now. You'll make you a job now.
I'm gonna make me a job.
Yeah,
One way or
because
another.
most mentors, when they tell you to start your journey, like you said, just start, just do it. You got to start somewhere. Don't be scared. That's another part or point in the book. Speak on that. Like, when did you know, besides being in the ministry, that you had the entrepreneur bug? Like I said, I don't know if it's a hometown thing, because that's just people in Griffin, period. But I know my dad and I know your dad, right?
Mhm.
But as
I-
we went into the world, we became entrepreneurs. So speak on your entrepreneurship journey.
I think the entrepreneurship journey started for me when my granddaddy had that grocery store across the street from the pepper. My granddad was the beacon of our family. He was the one that um, he the one that bought himself out of slavery. He the one that bought the land that we had in Kilntown. He built that house from scratch, brick by brick, mortar by mortar. He built it. He had land behind the house that had peach tree, we had apple tree, we had pear tree, we had behind that field we had a whole field that we played baseball in the back. Anytime we go to the back, so the whole people in the community would go to that field in the back just to play baseball, and that was his land that he had.
Your granddad, because my granddad was the first person to start Negro League in Griffin. Your granddad was the first black. What now?
Was the first black to have a black-owned grocery store
That's right.
in Griffin. And so the mindset of entrepreneurship has always been there in the family. So it was a wealth transfer, and so even though my dad may not have took on the assets of that, it passed down to me. And so that entrepreneurship in me was always there. That business mindset always been there. So for me, even though people see me as a pastor, but really, I'm really a marketplace minister. I call myself a marketplace minister because I'm always in the marketplace. I'm always in the field. I'm always doing something community wise, and that's how my light shine. I'm gonna speak a word to you no matter where you are, but we're still gonna do business. We're still gonna get your production going. I'm still gonna coach you. I'm still gonna develop you. I'm still gonna get you going, because my job is to help cultivate what's in you to bring it out so that you can see how to get your business fruition and get it started. And that's what it did for me, because every person that come around in my life, two things gonna happen. You're gonna get a prophetic word, or you're gonna get the business up and running and started. Because that's always been me. I mean, as a child, I always been the encourager. I always dream for other people. I always been that visionary. I'm always been that person that gonna see something for a bigger scope. My parents used to get mad at me. Wow, you dream too big. That's just who I am. I'm gonna dream big because this is what I do. This is what I do best, because that's who I am. I'm a visionary, and my job to help cultivate other visionaries so that they can see the potential in what they have. Because a lot of times people are scared of what they see and what God give them, and so sometimes you need people like a Varian to come into your life to say, "Hey, you can do that. I believe in you." And Deuce was the believer for me to get to me where I'm at, because if he didn't believe in me, I don't know where I'd be at right now if he didn't push me throughout the process of my journey in my lifetime. Even though we live two separate lives, he still got me to where I'm at to push me to be great, to be Varian Harris. Because even when I ran for president in high school, it was Deuce to help push me to become president of Griffin High School for the student body president. I always had the momentum, but sometimes you got to have another person in your life to push you, and Deuce was that for me.
Love it. Love it.
So is that my bad, babe? So is that like the how you became the founder. Explain how Omni-Key got started.
Well, okay. So Omni-Key Christian University got started it came from a dream that I went to seminary and I saw students just like me, who had a call, had a passion, had a dream, and want to get their degree uh, in ministry. But at the same time, they have some other businesses ideas to do as well. But what I saw going to school, going to seminary, that we spent almost. I put it like this.
Tuition.
I'm right now. I'm $220,000 in student loan debt.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be the case for people who call into ministry.
Right.
And the reason why I say that is because when people graduate from school, getting a degree in ministry, what jobs you going to get?
How you gonna start a business if you in debt? If your credit messed up?
Right. If your credit messed up, what job you're gonna get? Most churches ain't gonna hire you if you're not a part of their denomination. You're either gonna start your own church, which you need funding to start your own church. So if I'm not Catholic or Buddhism or any other religion, I'm not
no
gonna
grants, no free money out there for you.
In that regard. So what I'm gonna do to help jumpstart my career in ministry when that is a hospital.
Unless your dad or a preacher and he take you up under the wing and put you in the pulpit and start you out and guide you. Keep on, my bad.
Yeah. And then on top of it, I'm graduating from school, and if I am at a mega church or a small church, the leaders see you as competition. So who's gonna take you up under their wings?
I don't know if they still at you. Can you talk about how they blackballed you, bro? We don't talk. They crippled. Keep going.
Yeah. So it's.
I ain't know they do that in church. That's dirty. It's a dirty game.
It's politics. Ministry is a business, but it's also politics. But at the end of the day, it also is a great thing when you're doing it in the right way, because there are a lot of ministry out there who are doing things in the right way. You just got to be able to. I hate to say this. Sometimes you got to go through the mistakes and go through the bad places just to find that good home.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have to learn
mentors and stuff.
Yeah, you got to go through it because it's a lesson in every single thing. It's just like with jobs. You're gonna find a job and work at it, and you might not like that job, but you got to learn. You got to learn from us all, no matter what.
This is my theory. Like, I still cuss. It don't matter what job you at, it's gonna be bullshit everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go, it's gonna be something there. Yeah, so you got to learn from Saul. No matter where you go, you got to learn from Saul. And so, in order for you to be a David, you got to learn from a person who do not like you. That's evidence in life. And so, but how the school got started, I went through all that process. I saw a lot of people who just like me, who went to school, had a lot of debt, but I wanted to raise up another generation of leaders who are called into ministry, who have a business, who have an idea, who have vision, who want to be something about themselves, but want to have a place that can be affordable. Omni-Key Christian University was birthed from my idea to help raise up other leaders. Whether you call into ministry or you call into business or you call into technology, you have a platform everywhere you come and get an affordable, accredited university degree and leave here with a business proposal in your hand to get started to help you jumpstart your degree. And the money that you pay for your tuition, we'll give a percentage back to you in your hand to help jumpstart your career, your business, what you're called to do. That's why
it was just the concept in the ideology. Vaughn, y'all don't had a graduation, y'all don't had a commencement program. You done spoke at somebody else's graduation. How did it get to that point? Like, was it a helping hand? Was it other people who helped involve themselves? Was it like
the school? We had a silent partner. I met him at a millionaire mastermind class. He bought the university. He paid $25,000 for the university. I just had the vision, had the concept, had everything. But the reason why he could not fulfill the obligation of running the university was because he got he got hired on at Purdue University,
Oh,
and
the
as
conflict.
the conflict of interest,
Mm.
and so he had to let the school go. So he was assigned. So he called me up. He said, "Hey, I feel like the Lord told me to give you this school because I can't do anything with it."
I,
And he said, "Let me
So
give
if
you."
they came with the accreditation, how did you get the accreditation?
So the credit, so it came with accreditations. Because you're a private institution as a religious base, you were able
Wow.
to get accredited with other religious institutions being accredited. And another thing, we don't have to accept the government to grants in that to order to because we're not offering science, social study, and then you're going directly straight to your major. And
mm,
so we're allowed to able to get other accreditations on top of that to build up our platform. And then most jobs and places don't care what school you come from, as long
long
as you have the
piece of
class,
paper.
long you got the paper in your hand. Um, and so with that being said, so with that being blessed into my hands, I was able to jumpstart this university by honoring people with an honorary doctor degree. Now, in order for you to receive an honorary doctor degree, you have to be did a serve time almost 15 to 25 years in your profession in order to get that honorary degree. Then not only that, you have to have 3 recommendations. You also have to have a book or some type of article written about you. You also had to serve some community hours in the community that you have served in. You also had to have your other degrees from other accredited universities, and then you also have to maintain a good status background check as well to receive honorary doctor. So we have a strict criteria in order for somebody to receive an honorary doctor degree from us. And from that, we were able to cross the field with 25 people graduating in our first inaugural graduation of 25 people of receiving an honorary doctor degree. And we was able to have one of your top leaders in the Christian community, Edward Long Jr., who is the son of Bishop Eddie Long, was able to graduate from our university. Him and he also actually on our board of directors as well for the school. So yeah, so it's great what God is doing with the university.
Make me want to cry, bro. But you know, we said we don't cry. Like I said, grow up and people hate us for who we were. Somebody hates you just because the way you look and who you are and how you dress. Now you look. Y'all don't know if you can see the picture yet. You standing on that stage and people loving you for who you are and what you've done to them and the opportunities that you gave them. Now you're a mentor. You are a doctor, Dr. Devon Harris. When they wouldn't even let you graduate, how many people out of our graduation class of 298 people are doctors?
Or only the head of the university.
Founder of a university. You the president of the class. I bet you can't wait to go back and do class reunion now. Come on now. Damn a cruise. I got something to me from the speech now. Just give me the podium now.
Right.
Now. I'm proud of you, bro.
Absolutely. That's amazing. That's an amazing story.
And when we say 30 years, I'm talking about a long way. Just broke not too long ago now.
Right.
Come on now.
So from your humble beginnings coming through Griffin and doing the book, showcasing your journey onto Omni, and then of course you have this amazing write-up in Voyage magazine that kind of chronicles everything. What do you see for yourself? What is next for Dr. Varian Harris?
Tell me about the conference, man.
Well, this December the 9th, we have a conference coming up. Dr. Lavelle Moore, she's hosting a conference called the Prophetic Thrust. It is a conference where people come together and to hear what God is saying for your next dispensation or your next year, and us to prepare ourselves for what's to come, what's coming down the pipeline, what's coming. How do we prepare ourselves as a church? How do we prepare ourselves as a business owner, entrepreneur, just to get our spirit more alert, but as well as get fed before we cross over to the next year. I think some people wait to New Year's Eve to get their resolution, but we do it right before that time because I think a lot of times we need to prepare before you cross over. And this is the time you can come together and connect with us as you prepare to hear what God is saying for your life as you get ready to cross over to 2024. And so I'm one of the keynote speaker, and I'm getting my job on that night is just to thrust you forward to your beginning and to your next level and to speak what God is saying for you for the next journey of your life.
What else do you have planned for 2024?
2024, we are rolling out something big with Key Christian University. I already signed the papers for it. I'm just waiting on the connection. We just partnered up with a major institution out of Europe, and so which is a technology company and technology institution. And so when I say we get ready to take the world by storm, we're going to take the world by storm because we partner with a technology institution that be able to open up platforms for people who want to get their IT certification. They now can come to us at an affordable rate. And so that kind of opened up a lot of doors there with the university. But I'm also working on my next book called Chosen, being selected from the crowd. It was my second book being released next year. And then I'm also writing, my third book should be coming out at the end of the year, dealing with my journey towards ministry succession. So that'll be the third book.
So about 3 years ago, I woke up out my sleep. He would say it's prophetic, but I had a dream about my brother. I waited till the sun came up to call him, and I was like, Ron, he told me to tell you to put it in a 13-part series. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what you're supposed to be doing, but I saw you on stage. But he told me to tell you put it in 13 parts. You think now you've been on stage now? You think it's gonna be 13 books, bro?
It's gonna be I have the crazy part about I have 13 books written now. I already got the titles out of every single one of them. I just don't just waiting on the illustration to come so I can start writing each one of them.
I seen it 3 years ago.
I believe it.
I'm sorry. So that's coming out, and then I partner with a couple of people, a couple organizations to help with credit restoration, home buying programs. We are actually going to Griffin on December the 3rd. We're hosting a home buyer seminar at 4:00 in Griffin to show people how they can become home buyers by using federal governmental grants and funding that's in the community right now. The people who do not have homes or do not have the money to afford housing, they can able to get homes. So it is actually can be utilized all across the United States, but we're going to Griffin to show people at Griffin that they're able to buy homes by using federal government grants in their areas.
Tell your classmate Rick Claude, tell him help you out. Go to McDonald's, tell him put some on it.
Right, because he right there in Forest Park, the city manager at Forest Park.
Right. And one of my classmates from Albany State, she the mayor of McDonald, one of them.
McDonald.
And them and Centel, they just like this now. Tell them give us write the check.
Right. We need somebody to come back. We need somebody to come back to run for mayor of Griffin. So
they Mike Killen them can't do it all day. Like, no, it's hey, come on now. We old now. We aunts now.
Yeah. So one of us go back and run for mayor.
They say you want to do it. I bet you won't do it.
Who, me?
I bet you won't do it.
I don't know. I got 3 more years to see.
I got some credentials on it now.
Right. I can go back and do some work now.
That is absolutely amazing. So you got the conference on top of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a spectacular night for us. I don't know if you've seen our numbers tonight. They've been all over the place.
I seen the comments.
Yeah, great interaction with our audience. So
I try to be as professional as possible. This is my brother. This man know me. I apologize if I didn't give you the radio voice. If I didn't give you Terry. Check us out on After Dark. That's our radio. All right.
Yeah, so everybody make sure his information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, www.varianharris.com. Dr. Harris, can you tell us how we can reach out to you on social media? I'm pretty sure it's on your website, but what are your social media handles?
My social media handles are Dr. Varian D. Harris. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and TikTok, and YouTube channel.
You be doing dances on TikTok, Pastor.
I,
Hey, I forgot what I said. Don't. Not the pastor. No.
I would try to blend in with the people, so
Cool.
yeah.
Pastor, no, now.
Right.
But once we edit and drop it, man, we got some edits. We're gonna tag you in. You can use this as promotion for all endeavors and accolades that you got going on. Like I said, check out our page. Make sure you share. Help your brother out. We support your black business. You help support ours. We can only hold you for an hour, my brother. I love you. I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow.
Okay. Love y'all too, man. Love y'all too.
Give Mildred some sugar for me, and let Uncle Frog know that Uncle Zach did a Fairmont Museum, and they gotta check it out.
For real?
My boy, Uncle Zach moved back home. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll tell that. Tell Mother Turnipseed it's good to see her. I got to come back down there to see her. I'll be actually being Griffin.
She's in here.
She's coming. Yeah.
You can see it at the bottom. She on the live. She can see you right now.
Love you, mother. Love you, mother.
All right.
And welcome to the family, Latrice.
LaShon. Oh, thank you. It's definitely it's
right.
a pleasure.
I'm gonna have your nephews here for Christmas, but we're gonna FaceTime.
All right, let me know. Actually, I'm free now. I can come up to North Carolina. Y'all right there in Charlotte. Not that far.
You gotta come.
You gotta come see
Absolutely.
it. We won't do no fishing. Come on.
You're only 5 hours away, so I can come on up.
Little short ride.
Right.
All right, well, we love you, man. Like I said, make sure you guys check us out.
And congratulations on all your accomplishments.
That's right.
It's been amazing.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all.
Black. Come on now. All right, bro. Love
congratulations to y'all too. Love y'all too. Love y'all.
Thank you. All right, what a wonderful show. Thank y'all so much for hanging with us tonight. This has been an incredible audience tonight for all the interactions, the comments. It's just that it's been amazing. It's getting better and better. Like our numbers are going up. Got a couple of thousands on Deuce Latrice Media now, and of course the radio numbers are going up. And we're gearing up for our big campaign next year. Radio is relevant. So basically, 2024. So basically what we will be doing, and we want to make sure you guys get a jump on this, because once it goes like fully live, the prices to get involved with these advertisements are going to be going up. So basically what it is, we have 9 radio stations now. It'll probably be about a dozen before the year is out. We're going to be doing special projects with each radio station. Right now, we have 3 projects going. One with Street Madness Radio and DJ Rizzo Gates. We're going to be doing a mixtape. Live 100 in Chicago, we are doing an artist development course. And with In the Mix Radio, we're going to do a magazine partnership. So if you know an artist and you're looking to move around, you're not doing this as a hobby, you're actually doing this as a career, we're going to be hitting all the points that you will need as an artist to help get you out there and promote it. So we'll also be putting together some package deals that will involve everything that we're offering from each of the stations. Now, mind you, because all of these stations are all around the world and all around the nation, when we're pushing these artists and their materials and their records, their music to all these stations, they're going to these different regions and they're also going worldwide and globally. So we're excited about what 2024 is going to bring. We are rebranding. We just put out a notice today. We are rebranding LVAMU into Dynamic Voices. So hopefully soon, maybe we can get some game from Dr. Harris to help us get accredited, because that is definitely the ultimate goal, and turn that into a nonprofit. where you can be certified as a voice actor, because that's what we do. If you guys didn't know, we're actually narrators. We've been making good money doing it.
It's easy money.
It's easy money.
Young, brave, old. If you're sitting at home or if you're looking for a work from home opportunity, simple equipment that's needed, you can actually do it from your phone. It's a wonderful opportunity. It's a career changer opportunity. And we, just like Reverend Dr. Harris, we are creating an opportunity for you to do so and thrive in that particular business, field, and industry. So hit us up and let us know. And as well, if you have an online business or a Black-owned business and you're looking to do any type of advertisement, like we said, we have several platforms that we promote our business on, and we can have advertisement packets for you.
Yep. So we'll be getting those together. But again, you see the, of course, let me put it back on there before we chime up out of here.
And also don't forget about the BOB podcast.
Yes. And that is our next episode
Speaking
for that.
of Black-owned businesses.
Yes. Our next episode for that is going to be November the 28th, and that is going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We have two wonderful guests coming on from the BOB tribe, as I like to call it. So we want you to join us for that. And you can pretty much see that if you go to BOB Rewards, go to their page, BOB Rewards. It's hard to miss.
We are the official podcast host for BOB Rewards.
Yeah,
so congratulations. To get some claps in the chat and in the comments.
Yeah.
Right.
He's black. And he's black. Woo. Yeah. So again, thank y'all so much. We're going to close out with our video telling you guys about our books. If you have not already, please make sure you check out those. Yes. So it is Tip the Damn Waitress and Black People Don't Tip. Yes, it is controversial, but yes, you do need to read it to see why we said that. But with that being said, we wish you, whoever celebrates or whatever you do, taking advantage of this wonderful off day, or whatever you want to call it. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
I know my mama watching. If anybody got some real pie, some real sweet potato pie, hit my line. Let me know. I want my pie this color. I love you. I want my pie orange. Good night.
Terrible. Oh my God. Bear with me, y'all. Make sure y'all check us out. If you have any questions or comments, email us deucelatricemedia@gmail.com. Hey there, my name is LaShon Smith, aka LaShon the Boisterous.
And I'm Deuce Terry. Since LaShon and I have been together, we've had a lot of fun and unique dining experiences. We both have a background in the pink collar industry, such as restaurants, hotels, and witnessing the evolution of the industry simultaneously. We got to thinking, what drives a man or woman to thrive in or continue to work such meager wages?
While pondering this, we started searching in depth about the pink collar industry and found out the origins of the ways the laws were passed were pretty sinister and predatory, and really only benefited the, at the time, white business owners or restaurant and hotel who once had free slave labor, now having to adjust to finding a way to generate the same profit, if not more, and still get away with dirt cheap or damn near free labor.
The term pink collar industry is derived from the fact that these service industry jobs were dominated by women, and mostly Black slave women.
Allow us to introduce to you the first of a series of books called Tip the Damn Waitress. This book dives deep into the origins, history, and expound on many reasons why this industry still needs such heavy reform. Many people don't know that most waitresses really make around $2.13 an hour, and in most cases, give or take.
They depend on your patronage as the customer and their servitude to make up for what the restaurant owner should really be paying. But they use laws and crafty legislation to get around this. And before you knew it, the below minimum wage compensation practice spread far and wide, allowing restaurant owners to capitalize on nearly free labor.
It's almost like working every day is a gamble to whether they get paid or not. This far supersedes any customer service issues. Before you go on your next dining excursion, we implore you to read the first installment, Tip the Damn Waitress, to learn about the pink collar industry and why, hear me out, even if you get poor customer service, you may still want to consider tipping, and why this is an important principle, that this is just the tip of the iceberg of a century-old problem.
We immediately followed that up with our second book, Black People Don't Tip. Yeah, it has a title that's meant to spark a little shock value, but this book explores the truths, misnomers, popular opinion, and unpopular opinions, and also psychology on why Black people sometimes tend not to tip, don't like gratuity, and are often treated poorly in high-end restaurants or other pink-collar based wage establishments.
Our goal is to have the tough conversation on this topic and promote educational opportunities, even spark the change in the way that people think when they dine or enjoy service-based facilities. That depends on tips as a consumer, how they think about the customers, and as a restaurant of pink-collar service-based owners.
We also invite you to continue the conversation with us on our podcast called The Tipping Point Podcast, where we conversate about the pink-collar industry from restaurants all the way to the new age mobile delivery services, and let you sound off about your experiences, comments, and or questions.
Both books can be purchased on Amazon.com or on our Etsy store right now.
Simply search up the titles Tip the Damn Waitress and Black People Don't Tip, or follow the links provided in this video. Perhaps these books won't hesitate to blow your mind with what you didn't know about the pink collar industry.
And also, if you want to link with us on social media for more content and information, just look us up, Deuce Latrice Media, on all platforms.
Bye, take care.
The Deuce Latrice team is now offering speaking engagements to help restaurant staff and teams improve service and educate diverse customers as process improvement, reset, and soft skills. Education is key. To book us to come and speak with your restaurant staff or management teams, email us at deucelatricemedia@gmail.com or text 706-438-2148.